Hi, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts, and if you're watching this video, I want to thank you. And if you've already subscribed, thank you. If you haven't subscribed, please feel free to do so. And if you would like to share this video with others who you think would like my crafts, please do so. And give me a thumbs up if you like my content. So today I'll be bringing you 4 Christmas DIYs. And the first DIY is DIY 1 and 2. So I have this ornament that I got from the Dollar Tree last year, and I'm just going to deconstruct it. So did you see that those buttons go flying? So really the hardest thing to get off of this was the burlap that was on it. Everything else kind of popped off. So you'll see me struggle with this a little bit. But persistence is key. You can do it. There we go. We're getting it. There it is. I'm just getting those extra little pieces of burlap off. Now I'm taking my finger sander and sanding it down. Trying to get most of that glue off of it. And I will put a link in the description for this finger sander. It's a really handy tool. If you don't have one, you might want to get one. I like it a lot. And this Ladybug vacuum. Oh, I love this too. Watch how it cleans up there. Isn't that cool? That will also be in the description. I'll put a link to that. If you don't have one of these, you might want to get one of those, because I like my Ladybug vacuum. Okay, so I am just taking my square here and I'm trying to mark off where I want to put my paint. So I'm just using some masking tape. I don't have any painter's tape. And I'm going to do the top part in nutmeg brown acrylic paint. And I give this 2 coats. I did the first coat and I took the tape off, and then I was like, yeah, I need to do a second coat. So I put some fresh tape on there, and I'm going to do a second coat. And I do the sides and the back. I just put 1 coat on the back. So if you can see my phone there, you'll see the image of this on my phone. What it is that Hobby Lobby had the big ones, and I was just trying to do mine kind of like they have theirs. Now this bottom part, that's the nutmeg brown for the top, and the bottom part is in the jet black. And again, these are just apple barrel acrylic paints. Two coats of each. I'm going to finish up the back here. And then I'm just lightly brushing the black on the brown. And now I cut out Merry Christmas on my Cricut, and I have this light box from the Dollar Tree. It was $5. So I'm using it to see better, to weed out my vinyl. Just putting my transfer tape on. Merry Christmas. Now, I was hoping that all of it would fit on the black part, but it just wasn't working out that way. So I put the Merry on the brown and the Christmas on the black. The photo shows them both on the black. There it is. And now I'm just going to glue that metal piece back to the top of our bulb, our ornament. Going to add a couple pieces of greenery. These needed a little trim, so I trimmed them down a little bit before I glued them down. And this stuff, when you cut it, it just wants to stick to everything. It's hard to get it off. So I cut them both down, and now I'm going to glue them. I just kind of, when I cut the two pieces, then I bent them in half and then glued them on. And then we have these little white berries. These were off of a pick from the Dollar Tree. So I'm just going to use one of the bunches of the berries for the center. And we're going to add some jute string for the hanger. Tie a knot in the end, and that's it for this first DIY. I think it's cute. Look at that. A little Merry Christmas. And now we're going to do another one, but we're going to do it a little bit different. So we're going to put black at the top and the bottom, and then we'll have the nutmeg brown in the center. And I'm using one of those silicone mats to do my painting on. I will also put a link for those in the description box. You get 3 in a package. Now, mine's been ripped a little bit there, and I keep using it. I haven't used the other 2 yet, but I really like them because you just take them in the sink when you're done and wash them off and then reuse them. So there I have the nutmeg brown for the center. Again, we'll do 2 coats, front, sides, and back. There's my second coat. I'm using the heat gun to dry it. Doing the back. Heat gun again. Now that that is dry, we're going to tape it off and then put the jet black paint on. The same 2 color paints that we used in the first one. And I didn't wash my brush after I did the nutmeg brown. I just kind of wiped it off a little bit there. Now I'm going to put on the jet black. Make sure my tape is down good so that I get a good crisp line doing the sides and the back. Now I don't really care how, you know, if I don't get the back exactly right. I'm just more interested in the front, but I wanted the back to look finished. Now taping off the other part, and we'll put the paint on the bottom. We'll dry that with our heat gun. And then I am just going to go over the brown with the brush that has a little bit of black on it. Do the front and back. And now I have Merry Christmas again. Didn't use the light box this time. And I'm going to separate the words because I want to put one of the words on the black and one of the words on the brown. So the Mary's going to be up on the black portion on top. And then Christmas is going to be on the brown portion. And this vinyl is the Cricut vinyl that is shiny. The other vinyl was Paper Studio matte vinyl. And this one here, I was having a bit of trouble with the transfer tape. It's an older piece and I'd used it several times and it just didn't want to work too well with me. But we get it fixed. So as you can see, the A is missing and the T is missing. The A is actually on my finger. So I'm just going to add the A. And that goes on and the spacing looks good. And now we add the T. And I have to fix the M a little bit for this one. It looked like it was a little too close together. So I take my pick there and I'm just trying to lift the M up a little bit just to reposition it so it's not so close to the T. And I think that looks better. So there it is. And then we're just going to decorate it like we did the other one. We're going to put the metal top on there. And then we're going to put our trimmed up greenery on with our white berries. And you have to tell me which style you like better. Do you like it with the half brown and half black, or the brown strip in the middle? Now we just need to add the hanger. So just have a piece of jute, I add it to there, and then tie a knot in the top. And that's it for DIY number 1 and number 2. So which of these do you like better? I don't know. I think I like them both equally. And there's the first one hanging on my wall. And there's the second one hanging on my wall. And now we're on to DIY number 3. So I have this light globe and this aluminum wire. And the light globe is kind of oblong. To me, it's almost like a Christmas tree shape. So I'm taking my wire and I am wrapping it around this glass light globe so that it'll give me the shape that I want for this DIY. And there we have it. Gonna add one more round. I'm not sure what that is that I'm using to do that last round. I can't remember. So I just cut the wire off. And now I have these white beads. It's 2 different sizes, and I thought at first that I would use both sizes, but I decided just to use the smaller size white bead. So I'm just going to load up my wire. And then I take this tool here, it's a jewelry tool, and I bend the wire at the top so that my beads are not going to fall off. So I'm just pushing my beads up to the top end of the tray. And I'm just going to keep adding more beads. Just going to add the rest of my small beads on here. And now I'm going to cut my wire. And I am also going to put another loop on the end of this wire. Well, I think it's too long, so I need to cut it down a little bit more. And then use my pliers here and put another loop on the end so my beads don't come off. It's very simple DIY. There we have it, and we're going to add a star to the top. And this is an old rusty star. Probably got it from Hobby Lobby years ago. Got it somewhere, I don't know where. And I'm just going to hot glue it onto the top. I'm hot gluing it on that loop. And there's our little Christmas tree. A little white beaded Christmas tree. So I'm just going to straighten it out a little bit. There it is. And I'll turn it around so you can see it. Isn't it cute? And that's all there is to it. And there's another picture of it. And now on to our last DIY, number 4. So for this one here, I have this glass bottle, and it's actually a spaghetti sauce bottle. And then I have this ribbon, double-sided ribbon that I got from Hobby Lobby last year, I believe. And I have just cut pieces that were a little bit more than the length of the jar under the where you would screw on the top. And so we're going to use the lined side of the ribbon. So I'm putting the glue on the polka dot edge at the top and just gluing those down side by side. I am overlapping them just a tiny bit because the lip of the jar where we're gluing it on is smaller than the rest of the jar. So now I'm going to glue down a piece of the ribbon, which we're using the polka dot side this time. And we're just going to weave it in and out of these pieces that we've already glued on. And I'm sorry this is out of frame. I keep trying to put it in frame, but I keep bringing it back to me because it just is easier to do the weaving when it's closer to you, I guess. And you do need, when you're doing weaving like this, you need an even number of ribbons that you're going in and out of. It has to be even number. And this ribbon actually is wired ribbon. You don't have to use wired ribbon. That's just what this is. But I do like it. I like it a lot. So again, with the horizontal pieces, those are going to be the polka dot. We're using the polka dot side. And I'm not cutting it off of the spool until I get to the end. And again, you're just going over, under, or under, over, over. The top part does poke out a little bit, but that's okay because you'll see in the end we kind of cover that up a little bit. You won't see it as much. But I'll have to say, out of the DIYs for today, this one is my favorite. So you'll have to let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. So when you're adding your horizontal ribbons, you want to add them underneath one of your vertical ribbons. So I'm just kind of straightening them, pulling them down. And as you can see, I added the glue to the wrong side. So I had to wipe that off, put the glue on the correct side. If you've never tried this on a jar, I mean, oh, it makes it look so good. You might want to try it out. Like I said, this was a spaghetti sauce jar, so it was free. I mean, it was just going to be thrown away. And then the ribbon, I'm going to say I got it when it was 90% off after Christmas last year. So if it was $3.99, then it cost me about 39 cents. And if you guys like what you see here, please consider giving me a thumbs up. As I understand it, that helps YouTube know that people like my videos, and YouTube will put them out there for other people to see. So here it is. I have all of the weaving done. We're going to glue down the vertical pieces of ribbon. And you actually might want to skip this part, and you'll see why a little bit later on. Think it looks pretty. So now I have this tinsel ribbon that I got from Hobby Lobby again last year after Christmas. And I'm just wrapping it around the lip of the jar. So what I'm doing first is gluing it down to the very top edge of the jar. So I'm just showing you, it was $3.99 also, so 39 cents from the Hobby Lobby. I love shopping there when they have 90% off. So once I get that top edge glued down, I just wrap the rest of it around. I don't glue it until I get to the end. Wrapping it around several times. Cutting it off and then gluing the end down. Now I'm going to take this ribbon here. I'll show it to you. Again, Hobby Lobby. And it says Merry Christmas. And I'm going to put it around the top part over the tinsel. Gluing down the one edge. So I only glue down the ends, I don't glue down the rest of the ribbon. And then I'm going to fold down this edge and glue it, just so that it looks nice. And then glue it onto the other end of the ribbon. Isn't that cute? Love it, I love it. And now we're going to do the same thing to the bottom of the jar. And I'll also put a link to this glue gun in the description. It is a cordless rechargeable glue gun, and I really like it. And this is what I was talking about. So I pull these ends off of the jar where I glued them, and now I'm trimming them up. So don't glue them down previously as I showed you. Just leave them down, and that way then you don't have to pull them loose and then cut them. All you need to do is cut them. So once we have all that done, I'm going to add this trim to the top of the jar. It has little red trucks on it, again from Hobby Lobby. And sorry again for it being out of frame. I had problems with this particular DIY and keeping it in frame for you. Sometimes some DIYs are just harder to work on the further they are away from you. So I wrapped this around the top of the jar 2 times. And it has little beads on it. And then the famous red truck. And then I'm just going to tie a knot in it. There we go. And I'm trying to make the ends stay down, stay put, stay down. Keeps popping up. There, no, pop back up. So the beads are adjustable, but the little trucks stay in place. I'm going to make this end lay down. There it is. Oh, I love this. Love it. And now I add some greenery to it, and there it is. My favorite. Which one is your favorite? Let me know in the comments. And again, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please think about doing so. I would appreciate it. And if you would give me a thumbs up, that would be great. And if you want to order any of the items that I use, the links are in the description box. And again, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts. And I want to thank each of you for watching my video. Bye.